It's just so shit. It's so shit. I don't want it to be shit. It's a fucking disgrace, this game is. It's a fucking disgrace. It... Christ. It's laggy, it's ugly, it's unsatisfying, it's dishonest. It's not an MMO, it's not a persistent world. It's just fucking garbage. Hello ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kerryoth, and this is Warhammer 40,000 Eternal Crusade, and oh Christ, it's so fucking bad. I can't even believe it. This is like a review slash first impression slash oh my god, how is this as dreadful as it is video. So first of all, shout out to Sky Spider Girl, thank you very much for providing me a copy of the game, and I'm sorry I'm about to tear it to shreds, but I can't help myself, it's not good. I was really hoping for this to be really good. I was hoping for it to be not disappointing. I was hoping for the trouble development it had to be left behind in time for release, so that I had a game that people were actually playing that was like Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine, which is like, what, 2011, that game? Unfortunately, we did not get that. Instead, we got a million tiny little stones of disappointment burning up into a giant mountain of steaming disgrace and just embarrassingly bad game. Let's start from the very beginning. You start the game up. You create a character. I got excited because I wanted to play Space Marines, and I remember in Space Marine, you're able to colour your guy and you're able to make him look how you like, and I was like, that's going to be awesome. Surely they'll have imported that, because, well, let's face it, every other part of this game is just exactly the same as Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine anyway. Nope, you do not get that. Instead, you get an option of Dark Angels, Ultramarine, Space Wars, Blood Angels, and Imperial Fist. They all look exactly the same as each other, which is not at all accurate. The only thing that changes is the colour. Could say that's nitpicking, but I don't think it is nitpicking, because if a game could do that years ago, I don't see why this one couldn't as well. It can't be that tricky to implement. Especially since there's customization options that you can unlock to make your guy look different anyway, which kind of suggests that you'd be able to do things like switch out colours and stuff. But no, apparently you can't. Also, we're missing at least 3 Loyalist chapters. They've obviously gone for first founding chapters here, so Dark Angels, and so on. Don't see the White Skulls, Salamanders, Raven Guard, don't see any of them, but this is your lot. This is what you get. Just recolours of the same armour. Disappointing. Same thing with Chaos Space Marines, just recolours of the same armour. Again, disappointing. But I swallowed my disappointment and I said, okay, well, I suppose I can be Space Wolves. They're the least offensive of those 5 to me. What can I do in terms of customization and making myself look different? Surely I can do something. So I went to the store, because that seemed reasonable. Surely the store is where you buy stuff. And that's another thing, by the way. This is a £40 release. It's not an early access, it is a full release, or at least that's how it's being treated and that's how it's being sold. It also says, I'm just going to tab out quickly just to make sure I get these details correct. It also says on the Steam store page that it is a MMO. It's not. It says that there's a persistent world. There isn't. It says there's massive PvE and PvP campaigns. Well, there definitely isn't massive PvE campaigns. They're not in the game. It also says there's thousands of iconic weapons and equipment. There isn't any of that either. Oh dear me. In terms of customization of your character, well, you could say, yeah, there's helmets, there's torsos. Surely that's all you need. Well, that's kind of piss poor when you look at the Orcs, who for some reason have all of this. They have lots of customization options, including silly hats, everything you could possibly want, and a peg leg, which is pretty funny. Eldar get nothing from this menu at least, and Chaos Space Marines get more than Space Marines by a fair margin. Weird, you might say. Also, at the moment, it looks like Space Marines are the only faction that are able to buy stuff through requisition. It could be that that's not true, and if I made an Eldar character... In fact, let's test it. Let's not just suppose. Let's make a quick Eldar character, and let's see. Eldar. I really don't care. Male or female. The only difference is a slight hint of chest on the female. Go for male, and we'll go for... that sounds Eldarish. No, I don't want to go to the... Let's have a quick look. Is it the same menu? Or yes, there we go. Okay, so we do have requisition guns for Eldar as well. Still not seeing thousands of guns though, because let's be honest, this stuff, a lot of this is just duplicated content. It's just these guns that you can buy for real money, even though it's a full price release, are the same as the guns that you can buy for in-game currency. They're just look different. Like, they just look a bit more fancy. That's not really... I don't class that as different weapons, you know? I don't class that as separate weapons. I class that as reskins of existing weapons. And there's no finer example of that than the Space Marine store, because you can clearly see that is a plasma cannon, and you can buy a plasma cannon for real money. That is a plasma cannon for requisition, which is in-game, and that is real money. Plasma gun, in-game requisition, plasma gun for real money. Although for some reason, if you look at these, the real money ones have a mild advantage and they have less recoil. I don't know why that is, because if you look at the sword, the stats are exactly the same. Any idea as to why that is? No? Me neither. I have no clue, but there you go. It's just so slapdash. And when you look at things like this, text, half of this stuff's just called the same thing. Got 3 variations of helmet there. Oh no, sorry, 5 variations of helmet, but just helmet and it says text underneath. That's really poor. So I was like, well, that sucks. Where the hell are the customization options? If that's all there is, that's pathetic. But then I went to loadout, and I made a nice custom loadout for myself with a power fist that I bought. Big golden pimp power fist. Kind of looks out of place on Space Wolves, but whatever. And I thought, hey, it says appearance, but I don't have anything locked, so there's no point in clicking on it. Except there is, because there's shoulder pads in here. Why? I don't know. Why is that not available in the store? Like, why is it not listed in the store along with everything else? I have no idea. There's also more in the way of chests as well. Absolutely crazy. It's like they took just whichever build worked the most stable and just threw it out as the release. That's the only way I can see how this possibly happened. The scale of those helmets is really off for some reason as well. I don't know what it is, but they're not quite... I don't know, they're not quite right. But anyway, finally managed to get this to actually work. It took a while to work out how to get that up there. You had to equip it. It was a whole thing. The interface is not very intuitive, and it's just not polished. So we had the initial disappointment, can't make your own chapter. Then we had the other disappointment of I can't seem to really customize my guy. Then we had the disappointment of, oh, I can, it's just not obvious. The thousands of iconic weapons and equipment, that is just a blatant lie at the moment. You can tell that's a lie. Let's jump into a battle, and I'll show you the selling point of this game, which is, you know, combat. There's nothing else to do in the game. That's literally all it is. So it better be damn good combat, isn't it? Yeah. It's worth pointing out that this jetpack quite often doesn't render properly either. So when we get in the game, it might be completely different. I also don't understand why it's a different colour to the Space Marine. It's always white instead of being the colour that it should be. The actual game itself, when you get into it, is somewhere between dreadful and just the worst. It's laggy. There's constant clipping. The way that it loads tanks in is laughable at best and embarrassing at worst. I mean, at one point earlier, I loaded a Predator in because I wanted a Predator tank, and it took longer for it to load the tank in than it did for the tank to be destroyed. Oh, nice, we're in someone's Rhino. Except we're in passenger seat 10. And, okay. Just switch. I mean, do you even... No, screw it. Oh, it has actually put the... It has actually rendered the jetpack this time. That's nice. Sometimes it forgets to render the outside. Now, in terms of how this game looks, it looks dated already, which is a bit of a problem. Like, you can see the detail on the character is not great. It doesn't look as good as Space Marine. And Space Marine is quite a bit older than this, in that this is a brand new game. How do I get up there? Got a staircase or something? You'd think that I'd be able to just jump up with a jetpack, but it doesn't go that high, I can tell you that for nothing. I know this because I've tried. Is this a lift? Okay, I'll just take the lift then. Oh, right. So, problems with combat. It's a fucking mess. It's the main problem with oh, hello. That's alright. There we go. That's me dead. I've been executed. Excellent. Didn't even see him. Just died immediately. We'll spawn on that rhino again. It might go badly wrong, but we might as well. We'll give it a go. Quite often the combat is so unbelievably laggy that you have no hope of actually pulling off a coherent fight anyway. There's a lot of dying to people who previously were in front of you and are now suddenly behind you. There's a lot of that. There's a howling banshee over there. But I think I saw someone go this way too, so let's see if we can... Oh. I mean, that was incredibly laggy. And there we go. As if to show you exactly what I was talking about. The lag was unreal there, and it's the same story all the damn time. That is incredibly typical of how combat in this game goes. People jerk across the floor, they clip through you, they appear out of nowhere. Oh. Okay. It's just... It is anti-fun, this game. It is anti-fun. The animations are really crap. They take a year to complete. The animations are not long enough for the actions as well. So when you fight and when you hit stuff, quite often you literally glide across the floor. And it looks so terrible. Like, it just looks bad. I wonder if I can do it without getting punched. Oh! There he is. Come here. Oh, it's just impossible to see anything. It's an absolute clusterfuck. It's like there's no... I've yet to have a fight in this game where someone didn't just warp past me or like jump from one side to the other without having completed an animation. I've yet to see that happen. And I've played this for a good couple of hours at this point, just desperately trying to find some redeeming factor, and there isn't one. There isn't a redeeming factor to this. And that's a damn shame, because I want a good fucking 40k game. Oh, there we go, we've lost. It's just so janky and disappointing. And it says players late, 22 milliseconds, that's fine. But the number of people who must have pings of like 800 and above massively outweighs the number of people who actually have got a decent connection to play the game. The tanks seem to be currently massively overpowered. A few times I've seen a Predator tank actually being used, it's wiped the floor with everybody, literally just killed entire teams and remained completely untouched. Oh, it's now kicked us out to go and find a different game, fine. It's just bad. Like, it's just bad. There's no other way to put it. And it's really, really frustrating because it could have been good, but it's not. It isn't good. No part of it is good. There is no redeeming quality to this game. You don't feel like you're playing... Like, I'm playing Space Marine. I don't feel like I'm playing a Space Marine. Because combat is so... Isn't that perfect? God damn. I mean, I'll try for another battle and see what happens. Maybe it'll let us in. I'm hoping it does, because you really need to see the combat to appreciate just how janky and useless it is. I've seen people can like talk about balance and how like Eldar are overpowered, or you know, whatever combination of gun and whatever is overpowered. And honestly, it makes absolutely no difference to me. I can't tell what's overpowered and what isn't overpowered, simply because it's so massively crap that it makes no difference. I've one-shot people from 100 health to nothing by accident. I've had myself annihilated by a teammate who has swung like 8 feet to the right of me, but they've actually been behind me and it's killed me. I found orc looters at one point, and I ran up to one of them, hit him, and he killed me in melee. He just punched me and I died. And I was at full health. It's just... The concept of something being OP in this game, apart from the tanks, is laughable to me because the combat is so shit and so laggy and janky and broken that nothing can be OP because everything is already just terrible. Like, it's... And it's gutting, because I want it to be good. Like, I don't like doing videos like this where I'm just ripping into a game and saying how shit it is, but I wanted this to be good. I wanted this to be good. I loved Space Marine, and this is like supposed to be just like a PvP part of Space Marine, which no one plays anymore, which is fair enough, the game's old. But this is £40 fucking pounds. This is 40 quid, and they're asking you to pay money for in-game currency. And it's not even finished, not even remotely. Half the features it's being advertised for don't exist in the game. I mean, the fucking picture on the store page. Persistent worlding characters? No. MMO? No. Fucking massive PvE? No. None of this shit exists in the game. Don't advertise it like it is. Don't advertise a broken, janky, laggy, ugly, unfinished piece of shit as having a load of stuff that it just doesn't have. Don't do that. Oh, god damn. Okay, let's see if we can't actually do something here. Oh, hello. What's that about? Might be able to... I think we might have got him, but I don't know. Oh, God. I always forget that you can't actually jump. Also, that toggle's aiming, by the way. I was toggling aiming there. Middle mouse button. Where is he? I don't know. Oh, God. Is that an enemy? Oh, Jesus. It's so impossible to control as well. Okay, well, we've got this, so I don't know why we're not going over to get the other stuff. Oh, hello. Oh! Wow, that was, crap. I mean, I hit him. There's no impact. Oh, by the way, there's no weight to any of the hits. You're just slow as fuck. And then when you hit people, it looks like you haven't hit them. Even the executions are really shoddy. Like, you'll stab someone, but it's just your sword just glides through them. It's like there's no resistance whatsoever. It's just not good. It's just... I mean, not good isn't even the right word. It's bad. Not good implies that there might be some sort of redeeming feature about it. But there is no redeeming feature. There's no redeeming feature. It's not even like, oh, you get to play as a Space Marine you've always wanted to. Oh, you get to play as Chaos like you've always wanted to. You don't. You get to play as piss weak, low-res, ugly, unwieldy, like, laggy versions of those things. That guy's going to beat the shit out of me, probably. Oh, no. Oh, ow. Oh. So crap. Oh, ow. I bled out. Oh, I got killed with a plasma cannon, which bizarrely didn't kill those guys, even though they were right next to me. You can see, though, you can see how unsatisfying the combat is. It has no weight, it has no feel, it has no impact. It's just weak. It's all piss weak. I don't want Warhammer to feel weak. I want to feel like a fucking nutter when I'm playing this game. Oh. Oh, God. Alright, let's fucking respawn again then. I will say as well that the sound effects are gash for a lot of the weapons. Okay, we're going to go and fight that guy, but he's probably going to murder us. Oh, can we, Oh, there he is. Oh. Where's he gone? Where's he going? I detect chaos bullshit. Ah, he fucking tried it, didn't he? Oh. mean? It's just so shit. It's so shit. I don't want it to be shit. It's a fucking disgrace, this game is. It's a fucking disgrace. Christ. It's laggy, it's ugly, it's unsatisfying, it's dishonest. It's not an MMO, it's not a persistent world. It's just fucking garbage. And how is a Power Fist not annihilating this Predator? It's a goddamn Power Fist. Fuck you. Oh, well, that's not surprising in the slightest. Oh, I just punched my own guy. This is probably not going to go well. Nope, didn't think so. It's just garbage, alright? It's garbage. And that's it. That's all I'm going to say. I'm done. I ain't playing this anymore. It's shit. Do not get it. Bad game. Bad devs. Don't do it again. Jesus Christ.